when you walk into the house, you smell something warm and delicious. Could it be chocolate chip cookies? Nothing like a good chocolate chip cookie, especially when they're homemade. I checked on the internet and found at only one website, allrecipes.com, there were 300 plus chocolate chip recipes alone. How on earth could I confidently make my own? And I've got 40 years experience. And how can I help you to make your best chocolate chip cookies ever? I can't take 40 years of experience and boil it down to 5 minutes, but I can give you 3 helpful tips that you will remember and will help you in your quest to be an unforgettable baker. To be an unforgettable baker, don't forget the 3 R's of cooking: research, rehearse, and remember. My first tip is to research. Just as I did, look at a whole bunch of different recipes. I chose from Hershey's Chocolate Classics cookbook the Great American Chocolate Chip Cookie. It seemed appropriate to be patriotic. I definitely read over all the ingredients. Did I have the ingredients? Yes, I had the ingredients. Did I have the proper utensils to cook? Yes, I had the proper utensils to cook. Here's a small tip for you. When you're baking your cookies, especially drop cookies like chocolate chip cookies, use a scoop. They make them now specifically for cookies, and they come in 1 and 2 ounces. They make them uniform and very nice. Also, I highly recommend parchment paper for all your baking. It eliminates having to grease a pan, and they slide off so nice, and it doesn't burn. Can't top that. Well, here are my ingredients. I've pre-measured them. It's time to rehearse. We have done our research. First R. We are rehearsing. Second R. Here's our flour, our softened butter, our sugar, our eggs, vanilla, and our soda and salt. A tip about butter that I found from my Fanny Farmer cookbook was do not let it sit out more than 2 hours. It needs to be softened. Do not soften it in the microwave. Then your cookies will be all greasy. You don't want a greasy cookie. You want them to come out delicately. In my rehearsal, I need to combine my ingredients the way it's written. Do I know all my terminologies? I've done my research? Yes. I'm rehearsing now. Here's my sugar and my softened butter, and I'm creaming them together. I did not use an electric mixer. I used my wire whisk and my muscles. Very fine. The next step after all of my wet ingredients have been combined was to gently combine my flour. Do not add it all at one time. You stir it in gently. Be kind to your cookies. You need to know the difference between beat, stir, cream, all those terminologies as part of your research. Then when you get to this point, you put your chocolate chips in, your nuts, your fruit, any other type of that part of the recipe that defines your cookie. Here's my scoop. What am I going to scoop onto? Well, as I've set up my baking sheets, I've learned through the joy of cooking to flip them upside down so that the lip of the cookie sheet does not misguide the air, so you have a nice even flow. So you put your parchment paper on the back side of the cookie sheet, and you scoop it onto your cookie sheet. That's the front. You gently tap it down so they're not too puffy. Here they are before they go in. The edges of the cookie, you know it's time to bring them out when they're golden brown, just like this. And you will soon find out just how beautiful they are. Now the third and final R is to remember. How and why do I remember? And remember who liked them, who didn't like them. I remember what worked, what didn't work, and I record it in a notebook. The beautiful thing about recording and remembering in a notebook is it becomes a family heirloom afterwards. My mom has gone on, but I have her notebook where we can share and remember all the different tips that she has made. I'm so glad my 14-year-old loved my cookies. If you want to be an unforgettable baker, remember the 3 R's. First, you're going to do your research. Second, you're going to rehearse, rehearse, rehearse. And thirdly, you're going to remember what worked and what didn't, who loved what, and you will be an unforgettable baker too. Bon appetit!